calculation for determining the ampacity of a busbar is addressed in the National Electrical Code, specifically in Article 370.2, which concerns busbars and conductors. The ampacity of a busbar is calculated using a formula that takes into account several factors. The formula is expressed as ampacity equals C times the quantity T minus A. In this equation, C represents the current carrying capacity of the busbar material. This value is expressed in amperes per square inch. T signifies the temperature rating of the busbar material, measured in degrees Fahrenheit. It denotes the ambient temperature, also measured in degrees Fahrenheit. Let's consider an example. Suppose you have a copper busbar with a current carrying capacity of 1000 amps per square inch, and its temperature rating is 194 degrees Fahrenheit. If the ambient temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, you can calculate the ampacity of the busbar as follows. Ampacity equals 1000 amps per square inch times the quantity 194 degrees Fahrenheit minus 77 degrees Fahrenheit. This simplifies to 1000 amps per square inch times 117 degrees Fahrenheit, resulting in a calculated ampacity of 117,000 amps. It's important to note that the NEC also includes tables that provide ampacities for various busbar materials and configurations. These tables can be a valuable resource for determining appropriate ampacity values based on specific materials and installation scenarios. It is crucial to consult the NEC directly for specific requirements and guidelines related to busbar calculations to ensure compliance with electrical codes and standards. When performing busbar ampacity calculations, several factors must be considered to ensure accurate and safe results. Firstly, the material of the busbar is a critical factor. Different materials, such as copper and aluminum, have varying current carrying capacities. Copper generally has a higher current carrying capacity compared to aluminum for the same cross-sectional area. Secondly, the temperature rating of the busbar material is essential. This rating indicates the maximum temperature the busbar can withstand without degrading its performance or posing a safety risk. Exceeding this temperature can lead to insulation damage, reduced conductivity, and potential fire hazards. Thirdly, the ambient temperature of the environment in which the busbar is installed plays a significant role. Higher ambient temperatures reduce the busbar's ability to dissipate heat, which in turn lowers its ampacity. Therefore, it's crucial to account for the highest expected ambient temperature in the installation location. Fourthly, the physical dimensions and configuration of the busbar influence its ampacity. Factors such as the cross-sectional area, shape, and surface finish affect the busbar's ability to dissipate heat. Busbars with larger surface areas and optimized shapes can dissipate heat more effectively, leading to higher ampacities. Fifthly, the presence of any coatings or insulation on the busbar can affect its heat dissipation characteristics. Coatings can either enhance or impede heat transfer, depending on their thermal properties. Insulation, while providing electrical isolation, can also reduce heat dissipation. Sixthly, the proximity of other heat-generating components or equipment can impact the busbar's operating temperature and ampacity. If the busbar is located near other heat sources, its temperature will increase, reducing its ampacity. Therefore, it's important to consider the thermal environment surrounding the busbar. Seventhly, proper ventilation and cooling methods can significantly increase the ampacity of a busbar. Forced air cooling, liquid cooling, or other heat dissipation techniques can help maintain the busbar's temperature within acceptable limits, allowing it to carry more current. Eighthly, the connection methods used to join busbar sections or connect conductors can affect the overall ampacity of the system. Poorly made connections can create hotspots, increasing resistance and reducing ampacity. Therefore, it's important to use proper connection techniques and hardware. Ninthly, the presence of harmonics or non-sinusoidal currents can increase the heating effect on the busbar, reducing its ampacity. Harmonics can cause additional losses in the busbar material, leading to higher temperatures. Therefore, it's important to consider the harmonic content of the current when calculating ampacity. Tenthly, the dating factors specified in the NEC must be applied to account for various installation conditions. Derating factors are used to reduce the ampacity of a conductor or busbar based on factors such as ambient temperature, the number of conductors in a raceway, and the presence of insulation. These factors ensure that the busbar operates within safe temperature limits under specific installation conditions. Considering these factors and consulting the NEC for specific guidelines will help ensure accurate and safe busbar ampacity calculations. In addition to the general formula for calculating busbar ampacity, the NEC provides specific tables and guidelines for different busbar materials and configurations. These tables typically list the allowable ampacities for various busbar sizes, shapes, and materials based on specific installation conditions. For example, the NEC may provide separate ampacity tables for copper and aluminum busbars, as well as for different busbar shapes such as rectangular, square, and round. These tables also account for factors such as ambient temperature, the number of conductors in a raceway, and the presence of insulation. When using the NEC tables, it's important to carefully consider the specific installation conditions and select the appropriate table based on the busbar material, shape, and configuration. It's also important to apply any applicable derating factors as specified in the NEC to account for factors such as ambient temperature and the number of conductors in a raceway. In addition to the NEC, other industry standards and guidelines may provide additional information and recommendations for calculating busbar ampacity. These standards may address specific applications or industries and may provide more detailed guidance on factors such as harmonic content, ventilation, and connection methods. When selecting a busbar for a specific application, it's important to consider the following factors. Firstly, the required ampacity of the busbar must be determined based on the expected load current. The busbar must be able to carry the load current without exceeding its temperature rating or causing excessive voltage drop. Secondly, the busbar material must be selected based on factors such as cost, conductivity, and corrosion resistance. Copper is generally preferred for high current applications due to its high conductivity, but aluminum may be a more cost-effective option for lower current applications. Thirdly, the busbar size and shape must be selected to provide adequate ampacity and mechanical strength. The busbar must be able to withstand the mechanical stresses imposed by the load current and any external forces. Fourthly, the busbar must be properly insulated and protected to prevent electrical shock and short circuits. The insulation must be rated for the expected voltage and temperature. Fifthly, the busbar must be properly connected to the electrical system to ensure a reliable and low resistance connection. The connection methods must be compatible with the busbar material and the conductors being connected. Sixthly, the busbar must be properly ventilated to dissipate heat and prevent overheating. The ventilation system must be designed to maintain the busbar temperature within its rated limits. Seventhly, the busbar must be inspected and maintained regularly to ensure its continued safe and reliable operation. The inspection should include checking for signs of corrosion, damage, and overheating. Regular maintenance may include cleaning, tightening connections, and replacing damaged components. By carefully considering these factors and following the guidelines in the NEC and other industry standards, you can select and install busbars that provide safe, reliable, and efficient electrical power distribution. The NEC provides specific requirements for the installation of busbars to ensure safety and proper operation. These requirements address various aspects of busbar installation, including clearance, support, and grounding. Firstly, busbars must be installed with adequate clearance from other conductive surfaces to prevent accidental contact and short circuits. The NEC specifies minimum clearance distances based on the voltage level of the busbar. Secondly, busbars must be properly supported to withstand the mechanical stresses imposed by the load current and any external forces. The supports must be designed to prevent excessive sagging or movement of the busbar. Thirdly, busbars must be properly grounded to provide a low impedance path for fault currents. The grounding system must be designed to protect personnel and equipment from electrical shock and damage. Fourthly, busbars must be protected from physical damage and environmental conditions such as moisture and corrosion. Enclosures, barriers, or coatings may be used to protect the busbar. Fifthly, busbars must be properly labeled to identify their voltage, current rating, and other important information. The labels must be durable and easily visible. Sixthly, busbar connections must be made using approved methods and hardware to ensure a reliable and low-resistance connection. The connections must be tightened to the manufacturer's specifications. Seventhly, busbar installations must be inspected and tested to ensure compliance with the NEC and other applicable standards. The inspection should include checking for proper clearance, support, grounding, and connections. The testing may include installation resistance tests and continuity tests. By following these installation requirements, you can ensure that busbars are installed safely and properly, providing reliable and efficient electrical power distribution. Busbars are widely used in various electrical applications due to their high current carrying capacity, low impedance, and compact size. They are commonly found in switchboards, panel boards, and other electrical distribution equipment. Firstly, busbars are used in power distribution systems to distribute electrical power from the source to various loads. They provide a convenient and efficient way to connect multiple conductors and equipment. Secondly, busbars are used in switchgear to switch and protect electrical circuits. They provide a reliable and high current path for the circuit breakers and other protective devices. Thirdly, busbars are used in industrial plants to distribute power to various machines and equipment. They provide a flexible and scalable solution for power distribution in large industrial facilities. Fourthly, busbars are used in data centers to distribute power to servers and other IT equipment. They provide a high-density and efficient power distribution system for critical data center applications. Fifthly, busbars are used in renewable energy systems to connect solar panels, wind turbines, and other renewable energy sources to the electrical grid. They provide a reliable and high current path for the renewable energy generated. Sixthly, busbars are used in electric vehicles to distribute power from the battery to the motor and other electrical components. They provide a compact and efficient power distribution system for electric vehicles. Seventhly, busbars are used in transportation systems such as trains and subways to distribute power to the traction motors and other electrical equipment. They provide a reliable and high current path for the transportation system. In summary, busbars are versatile and essential components in various electrical applications, providing a reliable and efficient means of distributing electrical power. Their high current carrying capacity, low impedance, and compact size make them ideal for use in a wide range of electrical systems.